Nobody Wants This has proven that a secure and healthy relationship is possible, but it has now done even more to give fans hope for more of what happens between Noah and Joanne as season 2 prepares to change everything. Noah being considerate of Joanne's feelings and understanding and addressing that she got the ick even before she said anything has brought a lot of healing to all romantic comedy lovers because it shows love can be easy and attentive. But it got even better as every episode tops the next in this mind-blowing show as many people can't get over the kiss and the fantastic chemistry shared between Joanne and Noah. It was a roller coaster of emotions for everyone who binge watched the series because it's unusual to have a character like Noah who's so honest and validates Joanne's feelings while also letting her know he's there for all her fears because he can handle her. But then the clashes with family and how different but interesting everyone is shows that this wasn't just a usual rom-com, but a standard and refreshing love story to change preconceived thoughts about relationships. The story feels like something out of a brilliant romance novel. The fans can't stop relating to how Noah is emotionally available, kind, and nurturing, showing that the character was written by a woman, which means they got the man most women wish for correctly. And then people can't get over why Adam Brody, who plays Noah, hasn't been featured in many romantic shows because he's just so perfect for the role. However, seeing that he's married to Leighton Meester, who plays Blair Waldorf in Gossip Girl, makes people even more excited about seeing the actor so good at portraying the right and respected amount of romance in Nobody Wants This. Interestingly, the story gets even better because Nobody Wants This might be far from over, and season 2 is about to show more of the fantastic chemistry between Noah and Joanne and how they navigate the significant differences in their careers and lives. But before we dive deeper into that, let's not forget there were also a lot of hearts flying between Sasha and Morgan, which is sweet but also dangerous and sensitive. After connecting as the loser siblings, Sasha and Morgan have developed a friendship heading towards complications because Sasha hides whenever he calls her and even lies to his wife Esther about it. Sasha is another iconic and open-minded character who's very funny. However, for him to be extra careful and secretive regarding Morgan shows he cares much about her beyond just being friends. That makes the whole story dangerous because season 2 now has to navigate what this means for Sasha and Esther's marriage and their Jewish community. Also, Morgan has hinted at what could happen in season 2 after telling Joanne about her steamy dream regarding Sasha. While shopping at the thrift shop, she revealed she makes impulsive, spicy decisions with men. So all of these signs and how they spend time together show that Sasha might cheat on Esther in season 2, which will be disastrous and more than controversial for everyone involved. But Morgan and Sasha's story is so important that it could shake everything, no matter how it's explored in season 2. Before the season's finale, the words had gone around that Joanne would be converting to Judaism, and she even told Noah's mother that she was going nowhere. The decision made Noah so happy that he asked to be nominated as the head rabbi. But in the end, Joanne realized that she was only considering converting based on her love for Noah and that she wasn't exactly ready even to decide about going through conversion. The downside to this isn't that Joanne changed her mind about converting, it's because many others aside from Noah know, which has made them more accepting of Joanne. However, the reactions wouldn't be rosy when they all learned she wouldn't be converting, especially from Beina, who already hated their relationship. The head rabbi might also be conflicted about what to do regarding his nomination and assurance of passing his position to Noah. The end of Nobody Wants This reveals that Noah chose to love Joanne rather than become a head rabbi, even though the position has always been his dream. And it has been the main topic from the beginning that a rabbi has to set an example and that he can't marry a shiksa, a non-Jewish woman. The head rabbi is also only happy to nominate Noah if he's with a Jewish woman, but since that would no longer be happening with Joanne, Noah has risked the possibility of becoming a head rabbi. While this doesn't look good for Noah in season 2, as it means he wouldn't be happy not getting his dream job and Beina wouldn't stop reminding him of it, all isn't entirely lost. As the head rabbi mentioned, the temple's board must decide whether he becomes the head rabbi. The funny thing is that they might be more liberal and accepting of Noah's choices than anyone else. So there will be a lot of debate surrounding this issue in season 2 if the board members get introduced to discuss if Noah can still become a head rabbi if he's with a non-Jewish woman. In reality, the policy surrounding rabbis being with non-Jewish partners has continued to shift. It would be a very open and engaging discussion in season 2 when it gets explored, because the show has experienced rabbis as consultants on set to help navigate sensitive topics. Just like Noah is working around achieving his dream as a head rabbi, Joanne also has her thriving podcast with her sister. However, one of the most anticipated steps regarding the podcast is for Spotify to acquire the talking show. In season 1, Joanne and Morgan had meetings with representatives from Spotify and had them pitching exciting topics to talk about on the podcast to increase their audience. But things got so busy with their personal lives that we had little to no update about the podcast's progress towards the finale. And while Morgan and Joanne would still be focused on getting Spotify to buy their podcast in season 2, many conditions might also frustrate that. Since Joanne started going out with Noah, she has become more reserved and talks less about her steamy private life, which their listeners tune into. The podcast's audience has started to call Joanne boring, even though she used to give exciting stories on the platform. It will get worse because Joanne will keep sharing less about the spicy topics their audience wants to hear because of her relationship with Noah and a new audience who wants to listen to what their rabbi's partner does for a living. This could affect their business deal with Spotify or other big brands that might want to endorse or promote them. However, the topics on the podcast might transform from spicy acts and relationships in the modern world to speaking about the stable, consistent, and kind romance she's experiencing with Noah. Another big issue in season 1 was the broken engagement between Rebecca and Noah after he met with Joanne, which was a huge deal until Rebecca discussed with Joanne that her dream was to be married to the head rabbi. In that scene, Rebecca hinted that she wasn't interested in Noah but in the important position he's likely to attain, allowing her to serve in the same capacity. But while discussing this, Rebecca mentioned that the woman who ends up with the head rabbi becomes someone everyone looks up to, making Joanne panic. So it might not necessarily be good if the board eventually chooses Noah to be the head rabbi, because that means Joanne has to become less of herself. That makes everything even crazier in season 2, because any decision can change everything by challenging this sweet romance between Joanne and Noah. But the great thing about all of this is that Noah is a fantastic character who knows how to communicate and validate every feeling, which is one of the reasons why they've come very far as a couple despite the issues threatening to tear them apart. The scene where Joanne caught Beina eating pork she had earlier condemned and further took the blame for it kind of made us think that Beina had already accepted Joanne, but that turned out not to be the case later on in the series. And it would take an even longer time for Beina to accept Joanne in season 2 now that she would no longer be converting to Judaism. Beina is a domineering Jewish mom who isn't willing to conform or bend the rules for anyone, even though she was caught disobeying her principles in the show. Despite all this, season 2 can explore her character further to become more relaxed and show flexibility, even if she doesn't turn out to be all kind and sweet to Joanne. Noah's father is more carefree and has a very loving relationship with his children, while Beina remains strict and wants the children to follow the rules. As we saw in the show, Beina might have a problem with Joanne being non-Jewish, but it certainly takes her a while to warm up to anyone, which Esther confirmed because she also had some difficulties with Beina as a daughter-in-law. So season 2 could see Beina switching between being warm and cold towards Joanne based on circumstances. Nobody wants this. Season 1 clearly stated that Noah is a rabbi, but little was explored regarding the kind of Judaism they practice in Temple Chai. Just like every other religion, rules and cultural practices differ from one branch to another. Seeing as the mom is more strict about religion, some of the values and regulations Noah speaks of may be due to his family background and not necessarily the rules surrounding their movement. The movement practiced in the show could be conservative Judaism. Season 2 must shed more light on this because it will be necessary for Joanne to get to know more about Noah's foundational principles now that they are choosing to have a relationship. Also, the different branches of Judaism have separate rules surrounding interfaith marriages for the congregations and rabbis. And this is a necessary point for season 2 to explore, as it holds the power to change everything.